think I'm gonna name this thing cauliflower. The greenhouse is out of control. It has not been a priority. I let it go. It's been mowed once, and now it's all the way back up, grown up again. But more than that, I can't just till all those weed stubs in because it's a carbon product, and so to break all that down will tie up all the nitrogen in the soil for a better part of the winter. So what I need to do is I got to get all that weed material out, and I could do that by hand, but no thanks. I tore the wall off. I got the skid in there now. I'm gonna clean it out with that. I try to hide the sound here. I'm taking all those weeds out, dumping it on the truck so I don't have to keep driving in and out of the greenhouse, smashing the wall. Then, when I'm done, move the truck, pull the skid out, done deal. It's working. I guess it's working. It's not working that great, but it's working. Still better than doing it by hand, for sure. I think that's better. A few little piles I can get out of here and then run the tiller through. I'll clean the side weeds up by hand. I'm not going to try to get close to the edge because I tear it up every time. Feels better now. I got to do the outside, which is way easier. No headroom issues. Sweet. It's almost the middle of September, and this will be the last update before the Weighoffs, because I'm playing chess just like all the other pumpkin growers do. Don't want to let out too much info. The fair pumpkin's back. Idiot on the forklift loading it whacked it pretty good, but it's back here. It survived the fair. No little punks carved their name in it. Hopefully survives to the first Weighoff. The 14-day forecast has decent growing weather, 80s, 90s, and lows in the upper 50s. So, you know, life could be good. Can you see everything? We're going to start over here with the plant, the fair plant. Got compost tea brewing. It's hard to see in there, but I have a pumpkin on that's, I don't know, that's, I don't know, it's about 100-ish pounds, 100 or so. Now for the big dog on this plant. It's funny because it's so not hard, but there's so much you have to do to grow a big pumpkin. But once the plant is in and established and you just let one go, it just takes off. This one was at 280 pounds today. I don't know what day it is as far as pollination is concerned. 30, 35, I really don't know. But it's doing 12 to 15 a day still. I say still. 12 to 15 is not that great, but for the very end of a secondary vine this late in the season, I'm happy with it. And the plants themselves are doing pretty good. I got a lot of dead going on down in the middle. Whatever it is that the plant has, the gummy stem or whatever, it's kicking in a little bit. Powdery mildew is still at bay, which is great. Look at those leaves. They're all just nice and green. Not a single bit of powdery on this stuff. Now for the big dogs. This is the 638 Sawtell. It's 39 inches tall today. It's almost tall enough to ride carnival rides. Growth has slowed. It's starting to get pink, pretty good pink going on, and I'm actually starting to see some green. So this one, in the next 3-4 weeks, whatever I end up keeping it on here, could end up getting some weird coloring. It has gotten much deeper. If you remember, it was a wheel before. It still is a wheel, but it's now a full well over 3 feet wide, or deep. 3 feet deep, and I don't even know. It's 4.5 inches. It's 4.5 feet wide. It's hard to see. This dude hasn't got the 900 yet, but it's getting close. Should be there 3 or 4 days. This guy, girl, whatever you want to call it, is very misleading because it's so low. It must be a real stretch to say it's 30 inches tall. I don't think it's I bet it's barely 24. But it's taping over 900 now. It's huge wide. 4.5 feet wide. It's 4.5, almost 5 feet long. It's big. But the cracks are getting extensive, and they're starting to cross. And yesterday I came out, I hadn't picked up the blanket off of this in 4 days or so. Took the blanket off, and there was, I could smell it. There was a big old nasty rotten spot on the top, and it was right here. You can kind of see it's light colored, but it's solid. I sprayed peroxide, and then I laid the fan on it face down, and it feels fine now. I've been keeping the blanket off as much as possible. I've got other spots like that I'm worried about. Just gonna monitor it. It was a really pretty pumpkin at first, and now it's getting real cantalouped and not that pretty anymore, but it's still a cool pumpkin. And I don't think I'm gonna lose the blossom end under yet, because it's still, I can still reach in there and touch the blossom, and it's still good. So that's fantastic. I don't have a feel for whether it's going to be heavy or light. When I try to pull it with the come along, it is really hard to pull. But I think that's mostly because of the friction. I think the bottom is quite flat, and it does not want to slide very easily. Plants are hanging in. I'm been having a pretty good blast of secondary and tertiary growth, I guess. The last week or so. I've been cutting them off left and right. Got a little powder here. I got a leaf back there with pretty pretty good chunk of powdery on it. But other than that, it's been pretty good. This is the 1418 Sawtell. I've got rot on the stem. No, not the stem, the vine at the stem. Big spot right there that I've had to carve out. This discoloration is weird to me. This one had the same deal. I thought I had some rotten spots on it. The blanket was wet, there was bugs all over it. It smelled kind of funny. Sprayed it with peroxide, it bubbled real bad. That was this morning, and it looks totally normal now. So I'm just trying to keep the blankets off as much as possible. Trying to keep the misters off as much as possible. This dude was taping 900 pounds 4 days ago. And still in the double-digit gains, so it's got the potential to do pretty well. I just had to move it today. I moved it about 2 inches to the side and out because the vine is getting bent, and I don't want that, obviously. So there you have it. There it is. The update, the last update. Next video most likely will be at the first weigh-off. Just got to keep these things from rotting. That's the key. And try not to double water every day. It's not good.